Monday, and welcome to another video of Faithful Foodie. This time I remembered to keep my camera turned around, so when I show you guys the brands that I wanted to bring to your attention that I found today at the grocery store and some healthy treats, you'll be able to see the reading on the labels. The last two videos I did, the camera was turned around, so it was a little tricky for you guys to see the brands. However, I wanted to encourage you with just some fun desserts that you guys can make at home that is very simple, it is cost effective, and you guys can eat healthy without missing out on your favorite treats. You will just be making them a little bit healthier, but you will still enjoy eating healthy and enjoying yourself and not feeling deprived or giving up foods that you love. The main part behind Faithful Foodie is I want to encourage people that they are able to eat healthy on a budget, and it does not have to be overwhelming. And also, I want you to feel healthy, have a strong immune system, and look and feel your best. It is so hard out there, I feel like now, to find brands and food that is not sprinkled with poison and natural flavors and all these other additives that are put in our food that is making us sick. So much of the food that we consume on a daily basis is actually hurting our immune system. It's bringing down everything that our body needs inside to just heal itself and to be healthy and alive and functionable. So I just want to teach you and encourage you with these videos on how to eat healthy in a very practical, simple way so your immune system can be strong. You can go about and fulfill the plan that God has for you without being, addicted to the fake additives that they're putting in food. That's what I found out when I got rid of natural flavors in the foods I was eating. It's been almost a year since I have not had natural flavors in my food, and I could already tell that I do not battle with these uncontrollable cravings of junk food or sweets. I don't feel like I emotionally eat, and the best way to describe it is it's almost like being set free from an addiction that you had no idea you had. And in a lot of the research that I had done with natural flavors and the additives that they're putting in food, it's really to hijack your taste buds to get you addicted to the food, to get you coming back for more and constantly eating. And then we wonder why is it so hard for us to lose weight, or why do we feel so sluggish when 3 p.m. comes around and we feel like we have no energy? Well, a lot of it has to do with the food that you're eating that is making you feel lethargic and sick. And also, most of the cravings you have is because of the additives that they're putting in food. Once your body starts getting used to eating real food, your brain is going to just crave the good food that you're eating. You'll feel content and satisfied and not feel like you need to overeat or need to go back for seconds. And this is not about trying to be skinny or trying to look better, even though that is a bonus. This is about feeling healthy and strong, sharp and alert, and keeping you from always having to go to the doctor, being on medication, and just feeling bad. I want you to feel healthy and energized so that way you and your family won't get sick from all the viruses that go around, and also so you guys can fulfill your calling. So that is just a little bit behind why I do the Faithful Foodie. Now, getting to what I wanted to show you, I wanted to encourage you with some healthy brands that I found at the grocery store of healthy ice cream that legit tastes good and does not taste like that nasty medicine that I'm sure you guys have tried with some of the other healthy brands out there. I wanted to show you a really simple chia seed pudding that tastes like dessert that you can make for you and your family, and then a very simple, healthy chocolate chip walnut pecan cookie that you guys can eat and feel good eating it. So those are going to be some of the topics that we'll cover in this video, and it won't be as long as the other ones, but I want it to be informational for you so that way you walk around feeling like you've got some tools in your tool belt when you to the grocery store and you shop, you will feel a little more prepared. So, some of the really cool brands that I found at the grocery store, I'm going to start with the ice cream because that is my favorite dessert in the world. I love ice cream. However, I have been eating dairy-free now for about, I want to say like 8 to 10 years. So trying to find dairy-free ice cream has been super hard because most of it literally tastes like medicine and I couldn't choke it down. So I used to go to places like Munchies or Cold Stone, and sometimes I feel like not all their ice creams are dairy-free, but it didn't bother me as much. I'm not really sure why. However, I felt like so bad. I don't want to like rat them out, but my favorite place was Munchies, and when I looked at the ingredients that they were putting in their healthy ice creams, I was like mortified because it had so much natural flavors and artificial flavors and sucralose and all these other weird long names that I cannot pronounce to you. And that was like my favorite place ever, and I was so heartbroken because I was like, this is my one like treat that I would get maybe like once a month or something, but I'm like, okay, there's got to be something healthier out there, and that's what I'm going to show you. And this brand also has regular dairy ice cream. So they have grass-fed dairy and then they have dairy-free. So you won't have to feel trapped in either option, but I'll show you what I picked out today at the grocery store. So so far I found it at Sprouts, but this I also found at Natural Grocers. I'm not sure how many of Natural Grocers are around in the United States. We have several here in Arizona, but I feel like Sprouts is pretty widespread, and if not, you probably could order it online. Not too sure how that would be delivered to you. But this is called Cosmic Bliss, and I guess it used to be called Coconut Bliss, but they changed their name. So this is the organic, plant-based version. Like I said, they also have a grass-fed version. The plant-based version, which is super nice because this is my favorite one, is Legendary Cookie Dough. And then I also got their Madagascan Vanilla Bean. And they have a dark chocolate one, which I haven't tried the dark chocolate one yet. I tried the vanilla, which is super good. The chocolate chip cookie dough is my favorite. And then I tried this cherry almond one, which wasn't too bad. It wasn't my favorite, but it was still pretty good. So let me just tell you a trick about this. Well, I guess it's not really a trick, but it's like an insider tip that you'll find out. Because most of these ice creams that you find, it really doesn't matter if you're dairy-free or regular dairy. They almost always have natural flavors in there or a whole bunch of additives. This is super simple because instead of putting, vanilla, organic, natural vanilla flavor, which is really not natural, but that's another story. They just put vanilla extract, which is nice because they actually put the real thing in here instead of something that's mimicking the natural thing. So all that is in here is coconut milk, coconut syrup, coconut cream, vanilla extract, and vanilla beans, which is super simple and it doesn't have all that nasty stuff. The sugar I feel like is pretty low in comparison to other ice creams. If you've ever seen the sugar, it is skyrocket. So one helpless little tiny serving, because the servings for most ice cream is like super small, and you're already getting like 3 times the amount of sugar that you need in a day. So just think, you have that a couple times a week and then you're like, why do I feel bloated? How come I can't lose weight? Or whatever the issue is, it's like it sneaks up on you. So this only has 12 grams of the added sugar, which is half of your day's sugar content, which I think is great because most of the recipes that I do is like really low in sugar, so I feel like you wouldn't exceed that amount. The other one in the dark chocolate is very similar. It's pretty much the same thing except without the vanilla bean. It just has cocoa in there. And then the Legendary Cookie Dough does not have any natural flavors. It's very similar to the vanilla, and then the only things that are added in here would be like the chocolate chunks. It is sweetened with coconut sugar and maple sugar, which I think is a lot better option instead of all those like added sweeteners in the sucralose. Now I know a lot of people who eat keto like to do sugar-free, and that is fine. I just want to warn you, with some of those sweeteners you have to be like careful. I know monk fruit is a great sweetener that doesn't cause any bloating issues, but that erythritol is in most keto packaged, you know, meals or snacks or protein bars, and that can cause a lot of bloating, burping, like indigestion, and that is not fun for anybody. So you just want to be careful. Maybe some people that doesn't happen to them, but a lot of times when we have like the fake sugars, they're really not helping your body as much as you may think. I know some people will use like the pure stevia and that doesn't bother them. So I would just kind of like try to see what kind of sugar is going to bother you or not, or if you could just stay as low sugar. And then another thing you could do too is, instead of using those types of sugars, you could just sweeten things naturally with like dates or bananas or applesauce or something that comes from a natural form, because now you're not putting something fake in your body. So that is just a side note to encourage you if you are having those types of issues from eating treats and desserts that are marketed to you as keto. And I know that keto has a lot of great recipes that you could make at home that probably would bypass all the digestive issues. So with this, I had made some healthy cookies. I was going to show you the finished product, and I'll show you the ingredients that I put in here. But you can make yourself a healthy cookie sandwich with the vanilla ice cream and the cookies. And it will save you a lot of the unnecessary added sugar. So I will show you what I put in there after I put this away really quickly. And I was so excited when I found this ice cream. I had to text my friends because I love ice cream and I couldn't believe I found something that I could eat and not worry about it. Like, I don't feel sick, I don't have a stomach ache, it doesn't make you feel like bloated or weird. And I feel good about everything I'm eating and putting in my body because there's no weird chemicals in here. So that was a rare find. And when if I ever find the person who made the ice cream, I'm like, I want to give them a hug and just thank them. Thank them for finally making something that's like not terrible for you and doesn't taste disgusting, because that is super rare to find. Okay, so with the healthy cookies that I made, now one of my favorite ingredients in cookies is actually butter, because I feel like it makes it taste like that really gooey, ooey cookie, and I just love that. But we were low on butter, so I used avocado oil and applesauce, which I still think it tastes really good. It just gives you a different texture. I'm more of a texture person, so I love like when cookies have that real like cookie texture. But if you, for whatever reason, some people I know like have dietary restrictions and they try to stay away from butter, if you do use butter, I would suggest grass-fed butter, or the Kerrygold butter is very pure and good for you. And then the other brand that we have, I just didn't have enough for the cookies, so that's why I used the avocado oil and the applesauce. But the Vital Farms is another great brand for you. It's just really pure, and it comes from like the way that they make it. It's just better. So that's all I could explain to you. Not make it too complicated. But I ended up using this 100% pure avocado oil in these cookies as a butter replacement. I did a half a cup, and then I did about 2/3 cup of applesauce unsweetened, mostly because I just want it to be more soft and not as crunchy. But just so you can see some of the ingredients I put in these cookies, this is a gluten-free flour. Now, if you don't need to eat gluten-free or it doesn't bother you, I know another brand that is really good. I think it's called King Arthur, and they have some really great flour. I have a friend that bakes with that flour, and it's always super good. This is a gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. So I did 2 cups of this flour in a cookie mixing bowl, and you can preheat your oven to 375 for these cookies. They just bake about like 13 minutes. I actually went to 15 minutes on these, so they were slightly crunchier, but about 13 minutes, 11 to 13 is like going to be your sweet spot. want to add like just an added health benefit to your cookies, I love the bone broth protein powder. I know it sounds like disgusting, but it's really good. I use the pure because I ran out of the vanilla, but if you want vanilla, this is like an individual package that I picked up at the store to give to one of my clients so they can try it and see how they like it. But you can always do the vanilla in here just for an added boost of protein, and it's good for you. It's good for your gut. So I did about, let's see, I wrote it down. I'm kind of bad with it. That's why I had to make a recipe book to write down all of the ingredients, because if I'm making something so often, I'll just start eyeballing things and not really like remembering exactly the down to the little teeny detail of what I put. So I try to write it down just so I could explain it to you a little better, and it won't be complicated because you won't have to eyeball it like I do sometimes. But with the baking soda, I did 1 teaspoon. I think I got this at Target, just their Good and Gather brand. A half a teaspoon of pink sea salt. That will be your base. And I always do half the amount of sugar. That's just me because I try to like eat really low in sugar, and it's more of a preference. But you could do more if you want. I love this coconut sugar, and I actually bought this at Walmart because coconut sugar can be kind of expensive. I think this was about $10, and it's, how big is this? This is like huge. It's 3 pounds. So as much baking as I do, I mean, I thought it was a great deal. And it's clean. It won a Purity Award. It was tested for 130 contaminants. So this is a recommendation for you if you're looking for coconut sugar. And I just did 3/4 of a cup. You could do more if you want. I think that was enough for me. And then I did 1 cup of dark chocolate chunks and a half a cup of chopped walnuts and a half a cup, oh, I showed you the wrong thing. These are the walnuts. These are the pecans. And this is why I like to usually have the camera turned around, because then I can see myself and know what I'm telling you. But you get it. Walnuts and pecans, if you want that. Another good one you can add are macadamia nuts. But I didn't have any of those today. So put that in the batter, mix it all up. Then that's when I added the avocado oil, which was a half a cup. And then a 2/3 cup of the unsweetened applesauce. And one thing I like to do in my cookies, which is totally optional, but I just sprinkle a nice helping of cinnamon, just a little bit, because I love cinnamon, and that's like my secret ingredient. And then your baking best friend is parchment paper. I always recommend having parchment paper, not just for cookies, but you could use it when you bake chicken or fish. I pretty much bake everything. So I don't have a grill, so mostly everything that I eat when it comes to meat or baking, we just bake in the oven. And parchment paper is my best friend. However, with toaster ovens, I don't know why you can't put this in there. It kind of catches on fire, so that's a warning to you. Just use this in your regular oven. And I got that at Fry's for like $2. And then, yeah, cook it for $3.75 for about 11 to 13 minutes. And I thought it was pretty good. Now, like I said, since I used applesauce and the avocado oil, it had a little more of like a bready, like muffin texture to it. So if you don't want that texture, I would definitely stick with butter. And I would just do an entire stick of butter. You can soften it maybe for like 30 to 45 seconds in the microwave. That's just like to make it quick. And get it until it's like liquidy and put it in your batter. Just stir it up. And then, yeah, so that's what you could do. Sometimes I add peanut butter in here. If you ever want, you could always do like half butter and half peanut butter if you want that combo. That's a simple, healthy cookie from scratch that you can make. Oh, and I forgot, you need 2 eggs in here. That's really important. I put 2 eggs of your choice. You can pick. And then the very last recipe that I'm going to show you, which has way fewer ingredients than the cookies, but it is a homemade chia seed pudding. Now, I got this idea from one of my favorite breakfast places called, what is it called? First Watch. They used to be called like the Good Egg, but now, here's the trick. With the chia seed pudding, I have made so many different variations over the years, And I just found certain like tricks that help it taste its very best. Because sometimes if they're too runny or soupy, you're not getting like that pudding texture. So one trick you could do is you can buy the coconut cream that comes in the can that is unsweetened, that will already be thicker, but I didn't have the coconut cream, so I just used coconut milk. And I did the unsweetened version of it, which, let's see if I have it. So this one is the So Delicious Unsweetened that I got. I also love this brand of yogurt, the unsweetened one, because sometimes they'll sneak natural flavors if it has vanilla or strawberry or whatever else they put in it. So all I did is I took my NutriBullet and I put about 1 3/4 cups of the coconut milk in there, and I blended it with 2 bananas and a tablespoon of honey. So you blend it up until it becomes super thick, and then I put it in a mixing bowl with 5 tablespoons of chia seeds. Now I got these from the bulk at Sprouts. I mean, really, you can buy these anywhere. I think they're cheaper when you buy them in the bulk. I don't know. I don't know why it is, but it just is. If you want, you can buy them other places like at Target. Sometimes they'll range between like $5 and $10. I got, I think, a pound for like $2 in the bulk at Sprouts. So that's just a tip for you to be budget friendly. I put 5 tablespoons of the chia seeds in my mixing bowl and took an egg beater and just mixed it up really super good for a few minutes until it becomes kind of thick. And you just put it in a bowl with a lid overnight. That is all you gotta do. So the next day you just stir it again, and you could put it in either a mason jar or like a little glass container, and I topped it with some berries. This is probably like 1/3 to a half a cup of berries. And then if you want to top it with some granola, I always love the Purely Elizabeth granola. This is the blueberry hemp, but they have all kinds of other flavors, like their classic honey almond. I think they have like a pecan one, chocolate one. So there's a lot of different flavors, and I like the Purely Elizabeth brand because they do not put natural flavors or any kind of weird, creepy ingredients in the list. So that is a safe brand that you could buy at Sprouts, Natural Grocers, Target. I think it might be a Walmart. Fry's has it. Those are the main places I've seen it. And if you don't have it at one of your local grocery stores, I'm sure you could buy it on Amazon. And then if you wanted it to be a little more decadent or taste like a dessert, this is some pure dark chocolate. It's a 72% cocoa. And I just took 1 square and just kind of like crumbled it up on top with the granola. For the granola, I'd say maybe like 1 to 2 tablespoons you could top on here with like a square of chocolate, just crumble it up, or maybe like a tablespoon of chocolate chips. And this tastes so good, guys. Like, it honestly tastes like a dessert. And if you wanted to make this for like a breakfast and make it a little more filling, you could always blend your protein powder in the mixture that I had shared, and that'll just give you added benefits. So I hope that those 3 recipes would just encourage you and show you like how simple it is to be able to eat healthy on a budget. And the last one that I wanted to show you at the grocery store, I was excited about this because there was this healthy, I thought it was a healthy drinking chocolate, like a hot chocolate mix that I found about a year or 2 ago. And I loved it. And I'm like, why does this taste so good? And there's no sugar in here, and I can't believe it. Well, it's because they put natural flavors in there that it tasted that good. And I was bummed because I'm like, oh no, I can't have this anymore. So I haven't tried this yet, so I'll have to tell you how it tastes afterwards. But I did find another one that is low in sugar. It has 9 grams of sugar, and it's Belgian chocolate instant cold drink mix, where you can make it hot, from Coco Metro. And I bought this at Natural Grocers, and it was like $9, and you get 32 servings. So that's pretty good, I think, for $9. And all it is cane sugar, cocoa, organic vanilla, which is nice because it's not vanilla natural flavor, and then that sunflower lectin or however you pronounce it, whatever makes it come together. So this is a safer version because when I look at all the other hot chocolate mixes, they're literally like 32 to 40 grams of sugar in one little cup. That's just really outrageous. So I just wanted to encourage you with that. Last thing I wanted to leave you with today is if you're interested in more shopping tips, knowing healthy brands, healthy recipes, just equip you to feel encouraged, I am hosting a 3-day private Faithful Foodie workshop. I'm going to do this on Facebook. It'll be a private Facebook group, and I am offering a $50 discount up until this Wednesday if you sign up. And then after that will be regular price, but the sign up will go all the way until August 31st, which is going to be next Wednesday. I will be hosting this 3-day private workshop Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it'll be August 31st through September 2nd. And the best thing about this is if you are busy or you're working, you could always come back to the videos I'm going to post in there at your convenience. And I will be putting a lot of great printouts that you could print out, or you can save it to your phone and take it with you everywhere. But I'm going to hook you up and give you everything you need to shop successfully. So when you go to the grocery store, it's not going to take you hours and hours and hours looking at all of the brands and all the fine print, because I have been doing this for years, so I know like the brands that are safe for you and the brands to stay away from. So just make your life easier, and I'll be sharing healthy, quick recipes that you can make for you and your family, so you could just leave feeling encouraged. So if you want more information, I will post that in the comments after this video. But thank you so much for hanging out with me spur of the moment during the week, so you could learn some healthy recipes to eat cookies, ice cream, and the chia seed pudding that we went over today. Have a blessed rest of your day, guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye!